250 years of slavery, 90 years of Jim Crow, 60 years of separate but equal, 35 years of racist housing policies. Until we reckon with our compounding moral debts, America will never be whole. This is a quote from Ta-Nehisi Coates, a well-known advocate for reparations, in his article, The Case for Reparations. Like Coates, I believe that America owes Black Americans reparations for the many infractions that I just listed, which did not include 45 years of mass incarceration that has disproportionately affected the Black community. My name is Corey Quick, and today we will look at and debunk a few of the common reasons some people say we shouldn't pay reparations. But before we dive in, let me first define reparations. Reparations is the act of making amends, offering expiation, or giving satisfaction for a wrong or injury. So have you heard these sayings? I didn't own slaves, why should I pay reparations? Or, Black Americans are free citizens now and have equal opportunity. They even have affirmative action and minority scholarships. Isn't that enough? And finally, no one that is alive today in America was a slave. They just want welfare. Well, let's first look at the statement, I didn't own slaves. Why should I pay reparations? Even if an individual did not own slaves, especially if that individual is white, they are still benefiting from a system that was created to oppress people of color. This is the same system that created Jim Crow, separate but equal, and the racist housing policies mentioned by Coates. Not only have individuals benefited financially from slavery, but corporations have as well. PBS quotes Black Star stating, many major U.S. corporations have benefited financially from slavery, including Lehman Brothers, Aetna, J.P. Morgan Chase, and Wachovia, all of whom released formal apologies in the early 2000s. So we can see from the acknowledgement of wrongdoing that these corporations have given that they have in fact benefited from slavery. But it is important to restate that an individual does not have to directly benefit from slavery to have indirect benefits. Now, let's look at the statement, Black Americans are free citizens and have equal opportunity. They even have affirmative action and minority scholarships. Isn't that enough? Well, honestly, no, that is not enough. According to the Washington Post, based on the wages paid to laborers in the antebellum period, and assuming an average of 12-hour workdays, 7 days a week, the researcher Thomas Kramer concluded that the U.S. slave labor would be worth roughly $5.9 trillion today. This simply means that slave labor saved slave owners $5.9 trillion in labor. The reality is, this cannot go unnoticed. Even with policies like affirmative action and programs that give minority scholarships, we do not even get close to scratching the surface of what is owed. Now finally, let's look at the idea that no one that is alive today in America was a slave, that those asking for reparations just want welfare. As Molefi Keat Asante says in Should America Pay? Slavery and the Raging Debate on Reparations, the only remedy for deprivation of life and liberty is an enormous restitution. Those seeking reparations are really seeking restitution for the damages caused by the pain and suffering of oppression. The reality is, reparations could be paid back in different ways than just a handout, though cash money is surely part of the equation. What is essential is that we rely on the Black community to tell us what the money should go to, rather than telling the Black community what is best for them. So what do we do with this information? Well, while there is not one clear-cut way that has been defined, we can look at how Dr. Asante suggests reparations be paid. He says, while the delivery of money for other than cash distributions is important, it is possible for reparations to be advanced in the United States by a number of other options. Among those potential options are educational grants, health care, land or property grants, and a combination of such grants. He continues by saying, what I have argued for is the establishment of some type of organization that would evaluate how reparations would be determined and distributed. Now, after considering Dr. Asante's ideas, I would also encourage speaking with others about the idea of reparations, like friends and family, as well as writing your senators and political representatives saying that you believe that America owes Black Americans reparations. Now, in conclusion, despite the arguments against reparations, the debt is too great for us as a country to ignore. It is time to repair some of the systematic damage that has been done for years against the Black community. To put it plainly and simply, America owes Black Americans reparations.